It's the first major of the season, the centerpiece of the World Series of Bowling here in Las Vegas. It's the PBA World Championship. But this isn't just an afternoon of bowling. Over the course of the next month, 16 players will battle in 4-man eliminator matches, trying to secure a spot in the January 15th PBA World Championship Final. Today, the first 4 competitors take to the lanes, but only one will move on. Can the lone American, Jack Jurek, survive against these 3 international invaders? The road to the PBA World Championship starts right now. Welcome to Las Vegas and step 1 on the path to the first major of the PBA season. Today from the South Point Casino and Exhibition Hall, ESPN presents the Don Carter division of the PBA World Championship. And one of these 4 will move on to January's final. From Lackawanna, New York, Jack the Ripper Jurek.
He's a 2-time Steve Nagy Sportsmanship Award winner. And with 2 career titles, he proves that good guys do finish first.
The first of 2 Englishmen making their American TV debut. Welcome, Dom Barrett.
A lot of folks feel Dom is the best player Europe has to offer. His silky smooth timing and effortless power are proving to work here in the U.S. as well.
From Finland, he's seeking his 2nd PBA title, Osku Palermaa.
His 2-handed technique takes power to a whole nother level, and he just may be the most athletic bowler in the world.
And the number 4 overall seed here at the PBA World Championship, the British beefcake, Stuart Williams.
More European talent proving the rest of the world has caught up. He's won all over the world and now looking to win a major for the first time in the U.S.
And joining us throughout our PBA World Championship coverage, the reigning PBA World Champion, Chris Barnes. And welcome, Chris.
Thanks, Rob. We're going to bowl the Eliminator format today, and it's a format that I personally like. You get a chance to be on the lanes, and it rewards good bowling that consistently gets better. If there's a downfall, it would be the top seed doesn't get to bowl for the title automatically, but the top seeds are only 6 and 11 in the last 2 years, and Stuart, the top seed here, got to pick the Viper pattern for today's show.
And that is a big advantage, Chris. You get to pick the pattern you're most comfortable on. Here's how the Eliminator format works. All 4 bowlers on the lanes, essentially almost at the same time. The low score eliminated. They do it again in match number 2. Match number 3 will determine the one man who moves on to our World Championship final show in mid-January. And they are going to be bowling on the Viper oil pattern picked by your quote-unquote number 1 seed in this division, Stuart Williams.
37 feet in length, and it really lends itself to going straight and playing the outside part of the lane early on, something that Stuart Williams really likes to do.
Pry this one off.
Wow. You gotta love his nickname though, don't you? Beef Stew. Such a fun guy.
He puts a smile on my face whenever I see him. I'm not really sure what it is. He always has a good personality. His physique is somewhat humorous at times, and he's not afraid of it. He's just a wonderful human being. There's Osku Palermaa from Espoo, Finland. Another 2-handed bowler, a little heavy there. Stuart steps back up on the left.
Yeah, not only can he rev it up, but he can throw a spare shot really fast. I'm guessing around 28 miles an hour.
That's like blink of the eye fast, Randy. You turn around and it's gone. Here's Dom Barrett, native of Colchester, England. Qualified 12th overall. Again, we're down to 16. We started with 204. 16 left in contention for the first major of the year, the PBA World Championship. 4 of them on today's show in the Don Carter division. Next week, 4 more in the Billy Hardwick division. A little holiday break, and then the Pataglia and the Albee division will crown
a champion to move him on to the PBA World Championship. Jack Jurek, his first effort.
Nice start for Jack. This should be fairly conducive for him. He likes to go a little straighter. Interesting to kind of get some feedback from Chris Barnes and how he thinks. Nice conversion on the washout there. But Chris Barnes, how do you think Osku Palermaa is going to fare on this Viper oil pattern? It seems to me that you want to go as straight as possible early on, but you know, you got a high rev guy like that. What do you think his chances are?
Yeah, Randy, I agree with you totally. That Stu really likes to throw it hard. Dom is a high-speed player. He likes it too. Osku and Belmo generally struggle more on the shorter patterns than they do on this on the longer patterns, where they can really use their rev rate to increase their carry angle.
And here is Palermaa on the left lane. Come on. Tough 4-10 split staring him down.
So, Chris, basically what you're saying is Osku wasn't looking forward to this oil pattern?
In years past, they really tried to favor, and they've moved towards the longer pattern and tried to stay away from these shorter ones. Belmo was the top seed in one of the brackets, and he picked the shark pattern. I think that's pretty telling. That being said, you made a great point. This guy is one of the most athletic, probably the most athletic body on the entire tour, and nobody can throw it harder than he can.
Throw it hard, but he missed hard there as well. An open frame from Osku in the second. Again, the low man in this opening match eliminated. Jurek working on a strike.
3-6-7-10 split.
Just fucking let it go, Jack.
You've heard Jack say that before, just let it go, Jack. Last time I remember was, I believe, the USBC Masters when he lost to Tom Hess.
That incident, one of the many reasons why Jack is so well respected here on the tour, how well he handled himself in a difficult situation and helped his competitor to control his nerves.
Take the time, collect yourself real quick, throw another shot. Very much so.
So what Jack said worked as Hess stepped back, dropped all 10, won his first tour title, and these guys they're a roving bowling community. They got to have each other's backs.
Sometimes it's a little dog eat dog. I mean, because everybody's trying to pay their bills. But at the same time, I think it's a really special, close-knit family, you know, because we all understand what each other's going through, you know, and we know how tough it is. We all got each other's back, I think.
You have to, with how difficult things are for these guys, town to town, and then succeeding until you get under the lights and leaving an open frame like Jurek just left there. Osku Palermaa up here in the third. Here's his spare shot. So he remains clean through three.
Randy, who did you see had the best look, and who do you think has the biggest advantage on this Viper pattern?
This man right here. He loves this oil pattern. That's why he picked it. I think it's well suited to what he likes to do. Now, if he can just figure out how to get that far right pin to go down, he'll be in good shape.
He mentioned to me down there earlier that this left lane was the tougher lane. For him, it was a little bit tighter down lane. It was a little bit harder to get it to go through the pins the right way, and it's turning out to be prophetic already.
Didn't like it. Right of target.
2-4-8-10.
Look out.
Air ball.
Wow, I joined the club. Jesus.
Now the club is getting a lot of participants lately. Flashback last week at the WBT semifinal. Jason Belmonte going after the 10-pin with
Move to the right lane, Sean Rash. In the championship match against Mika Koivuniemi in the 9th, ditto.
Well, about now, this is when Stu's happy that he's not the top seed bowling for the title against somebody who has 2 games in already.
Come on!
Oh, God, you gotta be kidding me.
Game effort. Leaves the 10 in another open frame.
Well, this is a perfect attempt, and he just gets a bad break when the 3-pin wraps around the 10. Or excuse me, the 2-pin wraps around the 10. That's just an awful break. That's the way you're supposed to shoot that.
Barrett, spare, strike, strike. And we're done through 3. One of these 4 will be eliminated. You'll find out with us when we return to Vegas.
The PBA World Championship is brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By Spiriva Handy Hailer. By Hammer Bowling. Nothing hits like a hammer. And by the USBC and its 2 million members. To find out more about USBC, log on to bowl.com today.
Rob Stone, Randy Peterson, Chris Barnes, welcome you back to the 53rd edition of the PBA World Championship, coming to you this year from Las Vegas. Top 3 advance here in match number 1. Stuart Williams, the highest seed here today, number 4 overall, set to begin the 4th.
Nice shot there. This is the Don Carter division. The legendary Hall of Famer won the very first PBA National Championship back in 1960.
3 international players on today's show, 2 from England and 1 from Finland. Osku Palermaa, the Finnish representative. Spare, open frame spare, and there's his first strike coming in the 4th.
I think shooting that 3-pin was good for him. He finally got to throw the ball to the right and see it hook back, and that's the first one he's really let go and got it to about the 5th board where he can get it into the pocket.
Barrett with the strike. 3 in a row for Dom. Jack Jurek in the cellar right now has really kind of struggled to find his game this far, Randy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why. I'm going to go to Chris with that in a second. Let's see this shot here.
No struggles there.
Yeah, that was a good shot. But Chris, why is Jack Jurek struggling so bad on this oil pattern?
You know, I think really Jack is just a confidence guy, and he's unfortunately a low confidence guy. If he had as much confidence as he had talent, he would have many more titles.
Some of the things I've put myself through, you know, just mentally. I've had so many chances to win events. Some things that were dreams. The feeling that winning a tournament gives you, especially when it's something you've just thought about all your life. The gratification you get, it's unbelievable how good it feels. And but at the same time, some of the chances that get away, they stay with you forever.
Things have a tough way of leaving the system in this sport. Jurek won the Shark Championship in 09-10. That ended the longest drought in between tour titles of 14 years and 175 days. We showed you earlier in the show he had that chance to win in Reno at the USBC Masters. He was the #1 seed and fell to Hess 25-14. Williams on the left lane with the strike.
Spare that single on the first shot.
There's his girlfriend Tina. A beautiful smile from the young lady who lives in the Phoenix area right now. Osku Palermaa coming with nastiness.
And according to our Cats data, that shot of Stu's was his furthest one left on that left lane, and that's the only one that struck. So you might look to see more of that, where he moves his target in just a little bit into around the 15th board at the arrows, and tries to get a little more flush.
Barrett looking for a four-bagger.
A what?
I'm sorry, he's looking for a ham bone.
Yeah.
I wonder if he has any clue what's going on right now. The ham bone music's playing. I'm yelling it. I don't believe we have the ham bone back in England.
Just bangers and mash.
There you go. A few pints as well. Jack Jurek. Come on.
I still think Jack's too far right. He needs to move in a bit.
Yeah, you know, I think you are right, Randy. Looking at the Cats data, he's further right than anyone else by about four boards, almost 5 boards. And
Osku drops them all.
with that guy right there throwing balls in the lane, that'll take away your hold in a hurry.
Yeah, anytime you follow somebody with an extreme high rev rate like that, Rob, they beat up the oil pattern so fast, and it happens in an instant, and you better be on top of it before the lanes start to break down. Make the move prior.
Well, it's going to be a theme as the PBA season moves on. We know some high rev rate guys, Sean Rash and Jason Belmonte, have qualified for a ton of shows already, and they are going to destroy the lanes. Another strike for the Beefcake.
That end over end roll with his hand up the back, he's really able to control the down lane reaction, keep that target in front of him. That's what he likes to see. And he's doing it very nicely right about now. Just 2 ringing 10s, first and third frame. He missed one of them, unfortunately, but other than that, every ball flush in the pocket.
2 open frames, 2 strikes, and a spare for Jurek. Boy, he is just not able to figure it out today.
He's got absolutely no chance from that line, Chris.
No, I completely agree. I think you're right on it. Everybody playing left of him, taking away his hold early. His shots really aren't that bad on the Cats, but he's got no room for error from there.
Barrett, error-free on that stroke. Jack steps up on the left to try and finish off this spare attempt in the 6th. Oh. It's painful to watch that happen to a guy as good as Jack Jurek.
Mom said that there'd be days like this.
That she did. And that day is upon him. You know already how much it means for all these guys, particularly Jack Jurek, to win out here, and the emotional toll on top of the physical beating you take. It's really hard to put in perspective. And we saw earlier Jack doing his best.
Well, you've noticed here in Stu's shot on the left lane, his 2 shots at rung 10 were up around 19.5 miles an hour. They got a little bit further behind the head pin. His last 4 shots, all of his strikes have been right at 19 miles an hour ball speed, and they've all struck.
Cats data provided by Kegel, the official training center of the PBA, located in Central Florida.
You know, Randy, I don't think Jack's really out of this. Osku's only hit the pocket 1 time. If Jack can put together 2 or 3 here, but I think you're right. I think he has to move a pretty sizable move. How big a move do you think he needs to make?
He's got to move at least an arrow and a half left. I mean, he's got to get close to the 3rd arrow. Get right around 3rd arrow at 15 feet and feather it out to about 8, 9. But going straight, he's got no chance.
Osku had a spare in the 7th. He's waiting to step up as we watch the Ripper drop them all.
There you go, Randy. 4 boards left at the arrows. Right here, this one crosses right around the 11th board. He's been out around 6 or 7. He's still going to have to move deeper, but
yeah,
now he's got a chance.
Yeah, he's got to keep going.
Osku on that left lane leaves the 7.
And he just keeps moving deeper and deeper and deeper, and that one finally went past the headpin.
Stuart Williams from Ellesmere Port, Cheshire, England, his first American TV appearance. Will leave the 10. Fifth spare for Osku. Just 2 strikes. They both come on the left lane.
Randy, I think by watching Stu's last shot and Oscar's last shot that we're getting some push down the lane. Stuart's shots on the catch read almost perfect, and just didn't hook down lane.
Jack Jurek in deep right now, trailing the leader by 89, trailing 3rd place, more importantly, by 24 pins. Needs to make up ground ASAP. Here he is in the 8th. Strike number 4, his first double. The Ripper is still alive.
Yeah, more better. He's migrating in. Exactly what we've been talking about. He's got to keep moving on that right lane, though. Meanwhile, we've forgotten all about Don Barrett, who's gone spare 6-bagger. Hit it.
Come on. So 6 in a row comes to an end there for Barrett. He's in good shape to move on. Williams. Head down, a la Wes Malott. Good stroke.
I love that abbreviated follow-through.
I hate it.
You hate it? Why do you hate it?
There's nothing about yeah, you're just cutting off every shot is what it looks like to me, but I tell you what, there's nobody in the world with that follow-through that throws it better than he does.
Back in the 80s, if you threw it like that, the ball would hook at your shoe and go in the left gutter.
And here's how Williams actually started in the sport.
I actually started quite late. I was 14 when I started. But my father and I used to play a summer game called bowls. It's like you play outdoors on grass. It's completely different. And we needed something to do in the winter, so a bowling centre opened quite close to us, so we went and started. And I went on from there, really.
Every great pro seems to have their own story on how they got involved in their sport and continue to excel in it. So Williams watches as Osku steps up on the right lane. Big strike for Osku. Jurek was kind of sitting there lurking in 4th, trying to leapfrog Palermaa, and there's a strike that'll make things that much more challenging for the American. Spare, 6-bagger spare, back on the strike train.
He really has a beautiful game. It just looks effortless. And that wrist snap at the bottom of the swing, man, he can put as much on it as he wants. But he really knows what he's doing out there.
Last 2 efforts for Jurek.
See the big move left.
He had to have that to get himself, or to give himself a chance. He could have cut into Osku's lead by down to 4. And again, he just didn't move far enough in. Remember, he went trip 4-7-10 the last shot on that right lane, and this time it's a 4-pin.
He needs somebody to hand deliver this one to him, otherwise he's out.
Yeah, he needs a little help from Osku right here. Williams and Barrett are too far ahead.
No help there.
Jack's day is going to come to an end.
Our 3 international bowlers will move on.
That was a pretty big move left, a little test shot there.
And Jack continuing to stare down the lanes. Hopefully he will not have to endure another long stretch in between PBA Tour titles. Palermaa in the 10th. He's already moving on. Williams, good cover. It's like a bowling ball convention over there on the ball return.
It's a lot of equipment for 4 guys, isn't it?
Lord, I mean, you really got to know. You got to know your gear
Look
very well. Look at this.
It's just, it is a bowling ball convention.
I tell you what, somebody over there had some sticky fingers. Yeah, this mine is rolled out. Somebody's not looking.
You could have a field day on eBay, huh?
Kidding me? This is great. For sale, Jack Jurek's ball. Williams, Palermaa, Barrett, essentially just rolling out right now, getting a further read of the lanes, doing some testing. Jack leaves the 7, or rather the 10. It's been that kind of day for Jack.
Running out of time for these things.
You hear him running out of time. That career, who knows how much time he has left in it, but he's still excelling at a high level. But Jack Jurek done today in Las Vegas. When we return, the all-international match 2. Big Stu Williams still seeking his first PBA Tour title.